welcome back to the show today. Today I'm talking about which current players in the league have the potential to be in the conversation for greatest of all time. This is why I watch professional sports. I want to watch someone do something that no one's done before, or do something better than anyone's ever done it before. I'm a LeBron fan because my favorite narrative in the NBA is if LeBron can be better than Michael Jordan, if his resume can be more impressive, or he can have a higher status in the zeitgeist of the NBA. So to help establish how I measure greatness, I'll say that the greatest player of all time right now to me is Michael Jordan. Anyone before Michael Jordan, like Kareem, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, they may have had great careers, but I think the level of play and the amount of skill it took to be in the NBA is at a lower quality than it is now and it was in the 90s. Okay, I'm no basketball historian. I am basing this off on footage I've seen from the 70s and 80s. So if you've got a highlight reel of the best plays from the 1980s that you want to send me, I will definitely watch it. And the only player after Michael Jordan that I think you could put together a case for being the greatest of all time is, of course, LeBron James. Kobe and Duncan's careers are definitely worth mentioning. And the reason I say they're worth mentioning are not because of their finals MVPs, it was because of their defensive accolades, or their stellar performance on both ends of the court. I'm of the opinion that a player can not just have the reputation of being an incredible scorer, he has to have the reputation of being an incredible scorer stopper as well. Otherwise, he can't be in the conversation. You may think, well, what if a guy is so incredible on offense that he can be a net neutral on defense? Is he still capable of greatness? Personally, I don't think anyone's that good. Maybe Steph Curry, but he's not. Although Steph did have the most steals in 2016, so he's definitely not a net neutral on defense. All right, back to MJ versus LeBron. LeBron's career is not over, but if he had announced during the ESPYs that he was indeed retiring, I would say that Michael Jordan is still the greatest of all time, and will be for a while. The first and least significant reason that I believe Michael Jordan is better than LeBron is his defensive accolades. Michael Jordan was a 9-time first-team all-defensive player. LeBron James was a 5-time first-team all-defensive player and a 1-time second-team. And Michael Jordan has a Defensive Player of the Year trophy. LeBron James never got one. Maybe he'll still get one. He won't get one. I know, all defensive teams are voted on by the media and it's very subjective. There's really no objective measure of how good a dude is on defense. And there have been discrepancies on how media members judge a player's defensive value, like this one right here.
2012-2013, I had a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year and also MVP in the same season. And that year, Mark Gasol was rewarded Defensive Player of the Year. But he made second team all defense. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. It's like being an MVP of the league, but you make second team all NBA.
Still, MJ was a better defender than LeBron James for longer. But the main reason I have to give it to Michael Jordan was he was a finals MVP for 2 different three-peats. Three-peats are damn near impossible. I applaud Kobe and Shaq for getting one, but to do it twice is something special. That's a level of dominance that I can only compare to Tom Brady and Tiger Woods. I know, Bill Russell won 8 championships in a row, but most of those finals weren't even televised, so I'm sure they hit a lot different back then. No disrespect to the late Bill Russell, he seemed like a really awesome person. So we'll see what LeBron has up his sleeve for the next 2 or 3 years. Maybe he'll win another chip or 2 and I'll have to remake this video. But let's see who in the league now has enough achievements under their belt and enough time left in their career to be the greatest of all time. Let's start with the guys that are good but are too old. I'm talking about Steph and KD. They've obviously got a couple more years in their career, but the only person that I think could maybe reach a level of greatness is Steph being a little bit better than Kobe Bryant. But I think Steph would have to win 2 more rings. Even then, Kobe Bryant has 12 all-defensive teams. Steph Curry doesn't have any. You know that's important to me. So let's go with the younger generation. Let's talk about Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic. So these guys, I have to factor in their past achievements and their future capabilities equally, because I'd say all 3 of them are halfway through their career. The first one I have to rule out is Joel Embiid. Sorry, Sixers fans. Joel is a 2-time scoring champ, and he's maintained his perennial status of being an all-defensive player. So he's definitely proven himself as a 2-way player, and he's been an NBA MVP. He's really good. But Joel is 29, and he spent too much of the first half of his career hurt for the second half of his career to make up for it. I think if Joel achieves some playoff success, which he really hasn't yet, let's say he gets 2 championships and a Defensive Player of the Year award, I'd say he'd be on the same level as Hakeem Olajuwon, which is still like a top 10, top 15 guy. But it's not the GOAT. So next, let's talk about Giannis. Giannis is the first guy that I think if he gets a few more championships, a few more MVPs, and a few more DPOYs, he could be the greatest of all time. Being that he would have such an eclectic mix and variety of different accolades that people could say that that's never been done before. And therefore, it puts him on another level that no other player's been on. This wouldn't be my argument, but someone could make it. I think he'd need 4 championships total, maybe 3 MVPs total, and like 4 DPOYs. That's at minimum. But he's 28 years old, so he better get cooking. Then then there's Jokic. I want to say there's something there with Jokic because I really like him, but I'd be breaking my own rule. Jokic is an underrated rim protector, but he's still not exceptional. What's exceptional about Jokic is his stat line. He can score, he can make plays, and he can be on the boards. It seems like he's constantly breaking records with some combination of all these stats. So while I do think Jokic will be one of the greatest of all time, I think it would take 6 championships and 5 MVPs. I know that's crazy, but we're talking about outdoing the GOAT here. He'd need to match MJ to even discuss it. Otherwise, how would he make up for the fact that he doesn't have any all-defensive selections? The next tier are the young players. And in my opinion, the only players that are under 25 that have demonstrated enough skill and consistency is very important if we're talking about greatness, are Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic. My case for Tatum is that he plays defense. He hasn't made an all-defensive team yet, but it's in the cards. He's a 4-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA player. And the 2 most recent seasons were first-team All-NBA, and he had some MVP votes. He's also made the finals, and he's been to the Eastern Conference Championship multiple times, all at the age of 25. And another aspect of Tatum's career that I really appreciate is that he plays the game. He's played in over 98% of his games. A lot of players just don't do that. I think Tatum has the potential to be great because he wants to be great. The other player is, you guessed it, Luka Doncic. An interesting advantage that Luka has is he was a EuroLeague MVP and a EuroLeague championship before he even played in an NBA game. I know you may not think that's anything, but it is definitely something. But the biggest factor for Luka is he's been a first-team All-NBA player for 4 out of his 5 first seasons in the league. LeBron did not do that. Michael Jordan did not do that. I don't think anyone's done that before. So at this point, of the players that are under 25, Luka is the only one that's really done something special. And by special, I mean something that's never been done before. But he's got to learn how to play defense, man, if he wants to be the greatest of all time, in Joey Bertoff's humbly ignorant opinion. Next summer, I'll do a video on Victor Wembanyama and where he stands in this. I'll redo the video and I'll factor him in, but I haven't seen him play, so I don't know how good he's gonna be. All right, thank you for being here. Much love. Let me know what you think. You know all the stuff. Leave a comment, subscribe if you enjoy the show. Be good to your mothers. Eat a corn dog.